my name is Sheldon Earhart,
And I'm Larkin Earhart.
and we're both from Pinedale Christian Church. Recently, we went on a trip to Togo, Africa, so we could teach kids about the gospel and then help out around the school.
It wasn't your average school. It was much smaller and less kids. And every day before school would start, they would go outside and stand in a line and say their pledge and do devotion before school.
While we were there, we played games with the kids, and they had a recess time just like we would back in America. And we would play some of the games that we would in America with them. And man, they loved it. They were so happy, even if they won, even if they lost. Win or lose, always were happy.
After school one day, we did a VBS with them, and then we'd go to the villages and teach the people in the villages.
When we went to the villages, it was a whole lot different than houses you would see back in America. Some of the houses were made out of mud. It was just like something you would see on National Geographic. And if you would go to people who have never gone to church or learned about God or heard the gospel, they wouldn't really want to pay that much attention. But man, when you saw those kids, they would run up to you and listen to everything you had to say about the gospel. It was awesome.
It really changed my point of view, seeing how happy they are, but seeing how much little they have, even though we have so much, but we're not as happy as them.
When I got back from Africa, I realized how everyone's on their cell phones, watching TV, even if you're trying to talk to them. But when you're in Africa, you could be straight up talking, looking at a person, and there would be zero distractions. I just think it was awesome how while we were in Africa, you could talk to someone without them getting distracted by being on their phones or watching TV.
I never really thought about how we have medicine and hot water and air conditioning and what life would be like without that, because there they have none of those things.
One thing I'd like to share with you guys that I experienced on the trip is I think we should be a lot more happy with the stuff that we have. If they can live in mud houses, maybe have one pair of clothes, only one meal a day, and have no running water, I think we can be happy for all the stuff that we have.
If I could take something out of this trip, I'd want you guys to step out of your comfort zone and try new things and be more open. Just like I was at the school, making new relationships with the kids and getting to play with them and getting to talk to new people.
One thing I also realized is how much they treat you like family. And I know they're halfway across the world, but I count them as family to me. It was amazing spending the trip with them, and they would come over every night just to see us and hang out with us. We'd be up late playing games with them, dancing, eating dinner, and even had devotion nights with them. And I just think that was really awesome.
One of the things that really hit me was how there you're not embarrassed to do anything because they don't make fun of you, they don't judge you, unlike here when people will judge you for what you do.
One thing that was different this time that we went is instead of us going to the villages and teaching the kids in the village about God, we taught the kids at the school about God and how to act out the skits and the plays that we did and little devotions to do. And they went to the villages and got to teach the kids in the villages about God.
One thing that blew my mind was how they travel. Like here we have a 4Runner that we could put 5 people in, but there they have a 4Runner but they pack like 15 people into it, and people would even ride on the sides of the 4Runner.
One time Larkin decided to ride on the side of the 4Runner, and we passed a herd of cattle and the driver drove over some fresh cattle poop, and it splashed all up on her. It was all over her. It was hilarious. One thing that was different when we got home was me and my sister started to love each other more. Just kidding.